Whenever the Queen went into the public, we always saw her bringing the same iconic bag. However, the question is, what was the secret inside her handbag? In this video, we will explore and reveal the secrets behind her iconic handbag and the things she put inside it. Before we proceed, kindly hit the subscribe button so you will be updated on our next videos. Let's go! The small black bag propped up in the front row at London Fashion Week was much like his owner, modest, respectful, and decidedly royal. Models in psychedelic designs and motorbike helmets strutted down the runway as US Vogue editor Anna Wintour and others looked on. Incredible things were happening all around them. For over 60 years, the Queen had been without her trusted handbag, but everything else had been the same. Launer is a 77-year-old British firm situated in the West Midlands, and the Queen had been seen using very similar copies of this bag. As much a part of her signature style as her pastel, oversized coats and pearl earrings, the royal purse was an icon in its own right. Her go-to bag was the Traviata, a calf leather tote with a black patent finish that had become the brand's best seller. Launer's sales have increased by 400% during the past 4 years, with particularly high demand coming from China and Japan. CEO Gerald Bulmer, who purchased Launer in 1981 and is still at the helm today at the age of 85, once remarked that the Queen wouldn't feel completely dressed without her handbag, but added, "If the Queen doesn't like what we've created her, she won't wear it." She had very clear desires. What exactly did Her Majesty seek out in her purse? How come she was so set on wearing this somewhat boring style? Success for Launers may be traced back to the company's history. First opened its doors in 1941 thanks to Sam Launer, a Jewish refugee from Prague. A workshop in the heart of Soho was where it all began. As word spread that Launer's bags were of the highest quality, Harrods began carrying them. The Queen Mother purchased her first Launer bag in the 1950s and gave one to her daughter, who found that the size of the purse made it ideal for slinging over her arm while out on walkabouts. She presented the company with a Royal Warrant in 1968, but despite the ongoing support of the monarchy, Launer's success began to decline shortly thereafter. It wasn't up to date enough to compete for new business. It was on the verge of collapse until Gerald bought it in 1981. He put on his best Savile Row suit and sophisticated paper case and set out to use his magnetic personality to win over a whole new set of customers. In 1979, when Baroness Thatcher first entered the Oval Office as Prime Minister, she was accompanied by her security detail in a black laundry bag, proving that she was one among the numerous fans of the brand. Her go-to dress code was either the casual 1,450-pound Bellini or the dressy 1,550-pound Angio. In recognition of her continued support, the company created a special bag for her, the Magi. Gerald saw the cartoon depicting Baroness Thatcher whacking Argentina with her bag when war broke out in the Falklands. Along with it, he also sent her a brand new purse. He stated that she thanked him in a letter and that a few weeks later, her shopper visited our showroom. The term handbagging itself entered the language because of Baroness Thatcher's admiration for Launer. Originally used to denote a reprimand in the vein of Margaret Thatcher, the word was popularized by the late Tory MP Julian Critchley. Throughout her tenure, she refused to accept more than 4 of the company's bags, opting instead to switch between those 4 at random. There were 30 or 40 items in the Queen's possession that dated back decades. Some of these items even belonged to the Queen Mother. She liked their practicality, simple designs in classic colors, with a solid frame and easy-access clasp, as well as their quality. 30 purses were made each and every month at the factory, but that was all they could handle. 15 workers in Lex's Albanian factory took great care with each one, from hand-cutting the leather to mending the twisted rope logo. It can take up to 8 hours to make each bag. Turn edges, a technique involving shaping the ends of the leather so they are joined on the inside of the bag, are the key to their durability. Gerald and his staff collaborated with Angela Kelly, the Queen's personal assistant and dresser, to meet her every need. It's more common for us to modify an existing purse and add special touches that Angela knew the Queen would like for upcoming events, as Gerald explained. In order to avoid the bag overwhelming her little frame, the palace frequently asked for changes such as longer straps, silk linings rather than suede, and smaller sizes. She preferred one with a longer handle so that it won't snag on her clothing while she shaked hands. She disliked things like straps, zippers, and dividers. We put a frame in the middle so she can reach all the way to the bottom, and she requested a strap with a hole large enough for her to slip her hand through to unlock the case and get to her traviata and other belongings. The Susanna clutch, which Her Majesty had worn to a state supper in Paris in 2014 and which cost £580 at the time, was in her possession. In 2016, Lydia weighed 1,020 pounds and wore this outfit to Monday-Thursday services. The aptly named 1,640-pound royal, along with Lulu and Cream, who weighed in at 740 pounds each. Her decision to carry the 930-pound Lisa purse to William and Kate's wedding in 2011 was a major coup for the firm. If you believe Gerald, the Duchess of Cornwall and Princess Diana both bought bags from Launer but never used them. The company's devoted fanbase is driving him crazy with its strict policy of silence surrounding its most famous client. But the business of a very good lady like Gerald describes her isn't enough to keep the company afloat these days. Launer has pinned its hopes for revenue growth on expanding markets in Asia, Russia, and Australia. The brand has benefited from the revival of vintage fashion and the endorsement of A-list celebrities like Dame Maggie Smith and Cameron Diaz. Designers at Launer have expanded out into manufacturing brightly colored bags and introducing a crossbody collection, maybe in an effort to appeal to royal bride-to-be Meghan Markle, who had shown a penchant for the style, but not everything was ready for change. Her Majesty's handbag had become more of a symbol than a fashion statement after being at her side for the past 60 years. The fact that it remained consistent, reliable, and stylish after all these years says more about her than she would ever confess. Where can we find out what it was that the Queen carried around in her purse? In public, the Queen of England had never been seen without her signature handbag, which made her an instantly recognizable figure. In the crook of her left arm, Her Majesty had worn one of the 200 or so bespoke calfskin bags produced for her by a Launer who holds a Royal Warrant. These bags can cost up to $2,346. McQueen's bag had become increasingly mysterious over the years, especially after it was discovered that she used it to communicate with her staff in secret via coded messages. If she puts it on the table, it means she'd like to wrap it up in the next 5 minutes. If she puts it on the floor, her butler should come to her rescue. But what exactly was in that bag? First, a pair of reading glasses. In 1982, the Queen used a pair of reading glasses from her pocketbook to prepare for a speech. Since then, they have been an essential part of her daily carry. A fan of semi-transparent soft plastic frames, she often opts for the brand's signature style. Second, a mirror and lipstick. Numerous eyewitnesses have reported seeing the Queen reapply lipstick in public, and former First Lady Laura Bush has admitted that she did the same thing. Queen Elizabeth II gave permission to proceed. The small metal mirror she used was a wedding present from Prince Philip, and it was widely believed that Clarence was her preferred brand. The third was a hook designed to hold a purse. Though it may sound strange at first, the idea was brilliant. Sally Bedell Smith was told by a former dining companion that the Queen was once seen spitting discreetly into a plastic suction cup fastened to a metal hook. The Queen affixed the cup to the bottom of the table. She used the hook on the cup to fasten her purse to her arm. Fourth, a fountain pen. It was reported that Her Majesty always carried her own pen, even though everyone who needed the Queen to sign a condolence book or documents would remember to bring one. Fifth, cash that has been ironed. The Queen, as we were all aware, did not keep any cash on her person. Wrong. The Queen didn't need to carry cash or cards as the rest of us do, although she did sometimes bring money with her when she went to church. It's important to have cash on hand since Her Majesty constantly chipped in. An old rumor had it that she has always provided a 5 or 10-pound note. It was always crisp and folded with the Queen's face facing outward because her staff pressed the money first. 6. A tissue or handkerchief. The queen may be the paragon of elegance and grace, but even she was susceptible to the common cold. 7. Mints. That's obvious considering how many people she probably greets every day. A package of mint lozenges can also be found in the Launer. 8. A camera. The queen did not always have a camera on hand, but she did bring one to certain events. Her Majesty was reportedly always had a passion for photography, and she often took portraits of foreign heads of state for her own collection. The royal author Phil Dampier claims that the queen occasionally carried around a variety of additional objects in her purse. Toys for her corgis, pictures of her family, fortunate charms her kids gave her such as tiny saddles, dogs and horses, torn-out newspaper crosswords, and a penknife. So, what are your thoughts? Were you amazed, shocked, or surprised with the revelations? Let us know in the comments section below. Before leaving, don't forget to click the notification bell button to be notified whenever we have a new video. Thank you and see you next time!